Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and if you could see me right now, I'm grinning ear to ear. At the start of the weekend, you were guaranteed 4 games. You could play a maximum of 6. It's time to get it on for game number 6 for your Pens Elite 2011s. You've heard that right. Game number 6. The only way to get that is to be in the championship game, and that's where we sit right now. Championship Sunday, 12:50 in the afternoon, Detroit, Michigan, CCM MoTown World Invite. And we drove 4 hours. We played 5 games, and we're going to meet up with a team who's 20 minutes down the road. So Cinnamon Swirl TV are here, happy to bring you the championship game between the Pittsburgh Vengeance and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. National anthem time, apparently. What a moment for those young men as the Star-Spangled Banner bellows through Suburban Ice Arena. A beautiful touch here on Championship Sunday. Unexpected, but wonderful. Both teams come into the game, the number 1 and 2 seeds, undefeated on the weekend, 5-0. You can't win any more than they have. The starting lineup brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Sports Complex. In goal for your Penguins, number 1, the Squish Tender. At defense, number 88, Danny Foster, and 34, Austin Kumnick. At forward, the left wing, number 26, Finn Bowen. The right wing, number 61, Ryan Lohr. And the center, number 14, Grayson Baru. The Vengeance force it into the Penguins' end to start the game. Battle in the corner. Get ready for some exciting hockey here. Centering pass cut off by Baru, set up to Bowen. His pass cut, picked off, shot, skips in, Squish puts it into a corner. Good rebound control there by the Penguins goaltender as they get it up to Ryan Lohr. He cuts to the middle. He drives around the defender, breaks free to the outside. He'll fire one in on Bartlett. Rebound tipped in and saved by a defenseman for the Vengeance. Back come the Vengeance up the right-hand side. They'll fire one in. It goes wide of the Squish Tender. Picked up in the opposite corner by Foster. He'll play it up the boards for Lohr. The Vengeance peel off the wall. Another scoring chance here. Cut off by the Penguins defensive Kumnick and Bowen. Able to work it deeper into the Pens' end where Kumnick will battle. Won by the Vengeance. Kumnick gets to it, rims it around for Bowen. Bowen will bank it off the boards, getting it out to center. Battling for it there is Baru, now Bowen. Penguins getting the start of a line change working. Foster will battle against the boards. He'll send it back to center, and we'll play catch a bit. Vickers bangs into Bowen. Kumnick gets to the puck, tries to go to his backhand, and it'll be shot He'll turn it over on the wall. That shot comes in from the outside. Squish there to make the save and hold. 12:20 to play, period one. Penguins vengeance. A Pittsburgh special from Detroit. It's like a Permani's sandwich on the road. Luarchuk pressures the point. Dumped into the corner. Centered all the way through Squish's crease. Comes free to Goldberg. Goldberg banks it off the boards. Can't get it the whole way out through center, but it'll be turned back into the Pens end a bit offsides. Vickers to the dot to take the draw. Wins it to Luarchuk. Luarchuk up to Goldberg. Goldberg carries around to the left into the offensive zone for the Pens. The Vengeance turn it right back the other way, but there's the back checking Vickers to pop it into the Vengeance side where they'll go D to D and regroup. Up to Dixon. Dixon will battle on the boards, but the Vengeance will pop it past him into the Penguins' end. Foligno takes it behind his own net. Gets his head up and finds Vickers at center. It bounces off of his stick right to a Vengeance forward or defenseman possibly. As it's worked further into the Pen zone, following on, the Vengeance forward kicks it all the way back to the point and they'll rim it around. A rim play to get it in behind the net. Along the dasher board, work to the defense. They'll drive in from the outside. Squish makes one save. Staying with it, and the Penguins clear the rebound to the boards, but not out of the zone. It's popped back in behind the net where Dixon will chase it down. Brady Dixon to the puck. Pushes it further. Gets it to Goldberg. Goldberg up ice looking for Luarchuk, but it's turned right back into the Pens end. Driving to the middle. Falling down. Rebound there. Squish with the blocker. Save and a beauty. And it's kicked back out by the Pens. A slap shot off the shin of Baru. And another shot in on Squish. Foligno wraps it around for Luarchuk. He can't get control the first time, but will the second. And he'll pop free to center. He'll carry to the outside and drive into the Vengeance zone by himself. He's joined by Schweitzer now as Luarchuk weaves through one, now two, then skips one just on top of the crease. Sent back up by the Vengeance, skating into it here. Carrying it up the right. Defended off well by, is that Baru covering for the D. Nice job there. Zachi comes back. It's centered by the Pens. Foster will clear it up to the point, and it just gets out. Nice call there. Neutral zone draw. We're about 4 minutes into the first. 0-0 tie here in Suburban Ice Arena. Puck sent to the Pens line. Zachi collides with a Vengeance player. They are able to whip it into the Pens end. Then Foster will try to get it right back out. Cut off by the Vengeance D. They'll bank it up off the boards past Schweitzer. Well, the Pens will try a third time, and it's Foster again carrying it to center and getting it all the way into the Vengeance end. Baru on the forecheck. Baru able to dislodge it, but the Vengeance kick it over to the other side, and they'll run a breakout from there. They'll spin it all the way back to the Pens end. It'll be Zachi striding to it. Pens defenseman will get there. He goes behind the net, looking for Bowen on the opposite side. Slow developing play. Bowen will get possession and send it right back to Zachi. Zachi will this time, he looks like he's going to try to rim it around again, but he's cut off and the puck taken. Into the back of the referee. He almost goes down on top of a few players. Luckily, he stayed up. Centering pass in front. That's cut off by Schweitzer. And he'll get it out to the boards, bank it off the wall, and it'll be an icing on the Penguins. As Vickers tries to chase it down, but it's a little too fast. Pens will deploy Bloom, Luarchuk, Vickers, Foligno, and Kumnik. Face-off won by the Vengeance, but too cleanly as it skips between the defense. Luarchuk will put the pressure on. Pressure leads to turnovers, so now it'll be Vickers' turn. Vengeance, a controlled breakout, able to get it out the center. Luarchuk tries to turn it back, but it's picked off by the Vengeance, and they'll gain the Penguins' line. Bloom on the back check. He'll pick it up. Players collide. Bloom pops free with the puck, and he's up the left-hand side. He'll chip it around the defender and chase it down. He carries it on. Keeps his feet. Looks. Centers one. Bartlett there to make the save. Colin Bartlett, the Vengeance goaltender. Penguins, Vickers advancing the puck, but it's taken over by the Vengeance as they fire it back into the right-hand corner where Foligno will go back to play it. He's pressured immediately. Puck is freed up and sent right back in front of the Pens net. Nobody home, and it'll be Lewarchuk picking it up and taking the biscuit up through center. He's back pressured, and the puck ends up on the stick of the Vengeance forwards. They'll bank it off the boards past Schweitzer. It'll be Kubnik getting there. He'll send it back up to the blue line. It'll get over, and we'll have an offside play. Halfway through the first here. Championship game, the MoTown World Invite. Schweitzer on the draw. One back to the point for the Vengeance. They'll flip it over to the left-hand side, skating into it onside. Vengeance, wind, fire, blocked out front. Rebound sent wide of the squish tender. A centering pass picked off by Dixon. He reads plays exceptionally well. We've all seen the shot, but the value of his ability to read where the puck's going as Schweitzer dislodges it to Bowen. Bowen back to Schweitzer, and he'll pound it out of the offensive zone and break free. Into the Vengeance side they come. Lohr on the forecheck. Able to get stick on puck, and it'll be tied up against the wall. Schweitzer and Lohr will battle as it comes back to Zachi. He'll risk one, and it skips wide of the Vengeance net. Back to the point. It'll come, and out the center to Zachi. Pens will look to regroup there. They'll go to Dixon. Dixon looking, sends it across to a streaking Lohr who's in. He'll drop it over to Schweitzer. Schweitzer trying to turn one on net and can't get it through. Chipped back up by the Vengeance. Defended off well by 88 Foster. But the Vengeance are back on the puck. Pens forward need to jump to that. Puck into the corner. It's Schweitzer. Popped back into the corner by the Vengeance, and Foster and Schweitzer will play catch here. Picked up by the Vengeance, sent all the way across. It'll pop off the stick of Bowen, back out to center. Turning with it at center, firing in a Vengeance defenseman. He's defended off, but no further than the point, and they'll play it back to the corner. Foster will get there, banking it off the boards for Goldberg, and he's got speed up the right. He'll bank one off the boards, and it'll go right to the Vengeance D. Lewarchuk gets there. He sends it off of Goldberg's skate, and swooping in come the Vengeance. Nicely fending one off with a stick, and we're going to get a hook. Nope, they might send both. They will send both, I think. Nope, yes. Both players head to the box. A hook and holding the stick call. So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey, I believe, as they would not be coincidental. It'll be a defensive zone draw. Well, the Vengeance put out 4, the Penguins put out 5. They're going to say 5-on-5. So 5-on-5 hockey here. The Vengeance need to add one. So Bloom on the draw. One by the Vengeance. Back to the point. D-to-D pass. They'll dump it back to a corner. Try to work out of the corner. Spinning one towards the net. It's popped in behind where Foster will advance it to Vickers. Vickers will throw it all the way down, and it'll be an icing. Face off coming to the left of the squish tender. Bloom. One by the Vengeance. D-to-D, firing one, blocked by Vickers. Back to the point again, in on the net, and that's deflected wide to the corner. Another centering pass. This one cut off by Foster. Another one, Foster defends. He's able to dislodge it, work it to Bloom. Bloom will get it to Vickers, and Vickers has some moves. He'll fly up through center. Carries to the outside, and he'll dump it in deeper, looking for Goldberg behind the Vengeance net. They do a good job sending it around and running a breakout, but it comes free to Foster. He'll skip one in on Bartley, and he's able to make the save. The Vengeance fire one back through center, and it just goes over the stick of their forward. They would have had a 2-on-1 chance there. Instead, the Pens will counter, and it'll be Goldberg wristing one in on net, but Vickers was a step offside. So, championship game here in the jet speed division. The Pens 2011 Edwards team in the championship of the Super TAC division. The Penguins have a champion in the jet speed division in 2012, the Super TAC 2012, the jet speed 2011, the Super TAC 2011, the jet speed 2010s, the Super TAC 2010s. 6 championship games, all with a Penguin representative. And talk about great Pittsburgh hockey. This one, a Pittsburgh matchup, is the Vengeance. Oh, one comes off the head of a Penguin. It pops down in front, and it just trickles past Squash. He had an awkward play that bounces right onto a stick, and it'll give the Vengeance a 1-0 lead. Weird bounces will happen to you. Face-off controlled by the Penguins. It'll be Goldberg getting it deep. Working in is Bloom. Back to Foligno. Foligno rims it around. It'll be Bloom picking it up. Penguins getting some offensive zone time here. And as I say it, it comes out the center in a 3-on-1 for the Vengeance. Streaking in. Looking cross ice, getting it there. Nice stick on puck by Foligno to break up the play for the Penguins D, and Bloom will try to clear. He'll get it up to Luarchuk, who's unable to exit the zone as the Vengeance will keep it in. Sent in behind the Penguins net. Foligno there again. Tries to send it to the half wall. His second attempt will get there, and it's Goldberg hitting Luarchuk. He'll challenge 5 Vengeance players. It's 1-on-5. As the Penguins get the change behind, it'll come up to Baru. Baru streaking through the middle. Back to Zachi. His shot sails wide of the cage. Lohr gets there and tries to send it back to the point man. Nicely read and broken out by the Vengeance wing. He'll reverse sides and he'll step in offside play. Face off outside of the Penguins line. It'll be Lohr chasing it down and pressuring, but the Vengeance answer that pressure quite well and carry it to the outside. Trying to send it in behind the Penguins net. It's reversed around to the half wall, and the Penguins will try to break things out. Shot in on Squish. He kicks that and the rebound out. And it's cleared out the center by Baru. I'd love to see him get loose. It'll be Foster battling for it and picked up by Lohr. He'll rim it around to the stick of Goldberg. He sends it up ice. That's cut off by the Vengeance and sent back into the Penguins' corner. Foster, pressured from behind, stays up and spins the puck right back to the point, but it goes the whole way to the point. Dumped back in by the Vengeance, behind the Pens net. They'll rim it around. Bowen can't get it out. It'll be Foster battling in the corner. He centers one. Knocked away from the net by the Pens. But the Vengeance are back on it in the corner. Puck in behind, centering feed off the stick of Lore and out to the wall where Baru will skate in. He's carrying with speed, 3-on-2 develops. 3-on-2 as it's carried wide. Cut off nicely and defended by the Vengeance defense. Following on was Lore. He tries to center it to Bowen. But it ends up on the half wall where a battle will happen. The Vengeance come away with it. They'll regroup, sending it D to D and carrying it out the left. Through the neutral zone, into the Penguins' end. Pressured there by Kumnik with a nice gap and a stick to wave it away. Another centering pass. Comes free. Vengeance fire a slap shot. That's blocked outside by the Pens defense. It'll be Baru banking it off the boards out the center. And he'll turn and try to get to the bench. Penguins changing all three forwards, and none of them are on the ice as the Vengeance come back in. Shooting one in, 3-on-2. Shot stopped by the blocker of the squish tender. Another one in front. He goes splitsies to get that one and keep the puck out. Vickers with the puck. And that horn will indicate the end of period one. 1-0. Vengeance lead. We're back here in Detroit. Hope you enjoyed your intermission break. Penguins Vengeance, Pens trail by 1. The Vengeance in white today with the Vengeance logo on the chest, and they have a black and red striped scheme on the jerseys and the socks with black pants and red lids. The Penguins in black today, black jerseys with the gold penguin upon the chest. Black pants, black socks, everything with gold stripes, and of course the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. Back to the point, it's Dixon. And it'll be Bloom picking it up, wrapping it behind his own net. He'll try for Zachi. That's cut off. Read well by the Vengeance, but Bloomer stays with it. And he comes up through center, chips it around one. Carries to the right side into the Vengeance zone. Followed on in support by Goldberg. I almost said Bloomberg. And Zachi, a bouncing puck, gets in. It's still loose, battled for, turning with it. Pushing it towards their net, and it skips just wide as Goldberg. The Vengeance will clear it to the corner, but not out. Kept by Zachi, but now it's in on a breakaway. Squish tender out, looking, and he gets the save. A centering pass fired back in front. And the Squish able to keep it 1-0. It'll be Zachi over for Goldberg. Goldberg up the right. Banks it off the boards. He'll chase it down in the offensive zone. Onside and no icing. Getting there first, the Vengeance defense. They'll rim it around. It bounces. A weird bounce by the Zamboni. It's not the Zamboni door. It's the door of some kind with odd ice over there. Bouncing over the stick of Schweitzer. The Pens will play catch with the Vengeance forwards, and the Vengeance forward, actually I think it's a defenseman, will blaze out through center. Carrying to the outside, stopping, firing, and that'll miss on the blocker side. Schweitzer in after it. Cuts back towards the middle. There's Foster to clean it up and get it up to Bowen. Banking off of his stick, but he stays with it. Shovels it forward into the Vengeance zone it comes. Pens with a lot more pressure here early in the second. Schweitzer on the wall, supported by Bowen. And now Baru. They'll dig. They'll battle on the wall. Baru now Schweitzer. Schweitzer will peel off the wall, get to the middle, sending one in front that ends up in the opposite corner. Thanks for joining us here in the championship game. Make sure you're a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button below. Penguins shuffle one in towards the Vengeance net that ends up behind. Vengeance able to work it out to center where Kubnik will send it in, but it's an offside play. Face off outside the Vengeance line. Brought back in by the Pens. It's Dixon firing one that's blocked out front. Pens with some zone time. Luarchuk, left side, centering one, looking for Goldberg. Cut off by the Vengeance defense, but kept in by Goldberg. He'll try to work it to the corner. It'll be deflect off of a player out in front. Luarchuk will get there. He banks it off the boards, but right to the Vengeance defense. And they'll fire it back through center where Foligno will pick it up for the Penguins. They'll look to regroup and put some pressure back on. Foligno's indirect pass intercepted there by the Vengeance and dumped back in behind. Vengeance possessing in the corner, looking to come out. Luarchuk there, centering pass, fought off by Foligno, sent back to the corner. Luarchuk can't get possession. Firing one in, and Squish will control the rebound to the wall. Foligno clears, but not out, kept by the Vengeance. As the ice tilts again. Luarchuk gets there. He'll lose control as back to the point it goes. Dixon will try, will play catch, and it's Vengeance 2-on-1 in behind everybody. Foligno there to bat it to the corner. They'll center another one. Defense there whacking at it, able to get it out to Luarchuk. Third time's a charm for him as he'll fire it up the center between the legs of Goldberg. No ice as it's deflected, and the Vengeance will pick it up in their own end. Trying to catch the Penguins in a line change. The Vengeance fired back into the Pen zone. Foster banks it off the boards, but not out. In after it, Zachi. He'll dislodge it, and Foster will pick it up on the corner. He banks it off the boards. Spinning it out was Bowen. And the Vengeance will set up at center. Pressure coming from Schweitzer. They're able to avoid that pressure and gain the Penguin line. Poke check nicely, but right to the Vengeance forward as he steps in, fires one. And there's the glove of Squish to make the save. And keep this 1-1 goal game. Real have an E-zone draw for the Pen. The Vengeance keep it in the corner. They've got danger in front. The Pens defense pick one of them up, but the second one pops free, saved by Squish. Back to the point, skipping one in, blocked out front. Whacked out by Lure, but he can't clear. He'll chase it down in the corner. His feet never stop. Keeping working. Zachi unable to get through. Squish makes a big save there, pushing it forward to Foster. And he's loose out the center. He'll backhand it all the way past the Vengeance defense into their end, and it'll be Bowen giving chase. Penguins with early pressure in this period. The Vengeance have taken some of that momentum back. And Zachi able to break up a breakout at center. They'll try it again. If they tip it by, it's a 3-on-1, and it is. Back checking into the play comes Schweitzer, shooting one high and over the net. Are the Vengeance as it's popped in behind to Kubnik. He'll send it around for Zachi. Zachi off the stick of Lure and out to center. Lure with the pressure. Schweitzer there, working. Able to dislodge it at center, but it'll bounce off the skate of Lure and right back into the Pens end, a centering feed. Broken up by the stick of a Penguin defenseman. They'll rim it around, but it doesn't come out. Shot wide of the net. Kubnik gets there. Lure tries to send Vickers, and it'll bounce off a Vengeance stick, and he's free. He flips it in. Can't get it the whole way past the Vengeance defenseman, who will work it into the offensive zone, cutting to the backhand. Penguins get another one back. It was a 3-on-1 there for a moment. turned 3-on-2 by a back-checking Penguin, and it'll be Vickers getting control and firing it back out to center. This is a game where the Pens are going to need to find a counter-attack goal. Foligno with the puck. He turns and shoots it into his own end. It'll be picked up by Kumnik on the other side, but he's pressured immediately, and there's Bloom. Bloom will wrap it around. It'll be Loarchuk. He gets control, fires it up through center. It banks off Vickers, but Loarchuk will pressure again on the back check now. The Vengeance drag it in, shooting one. Glove there, Squish says, no. The glove hand save. And it'll earn a defensive zone face-off for the Pens. So in about an hour and a half, you can join us for the 2010 championship game, as I'll make the migration back south to Big Boy Arena, where the Pens will take on Little Caesars for all the marbles in the 2010 bracket. This, the championship of the 2011s Jet Speed Division. Schweitzer in a corner, working and battling. Popping it free and sending it up ice. It'll be Lohr skating into it, Lohr and Baru. 2-on-2. Lohr tries to center it, and it's defended off nicely by Pegley of the Vengeance, and back come the team wearing white. Yanked it off of Dixon's skate, and it'll head back to the corner. Dump and chase style there. The Penguins doing a pretty good job covering in front on those dump-ins, as that one bounces off of a Penguin into Squish and then skips wide of the cage. And the Pens are going to get a penalty here. It'll be a slash on Schweitzer, I believe. He's escorted to the sin bin, where he'll spend a minute and a half, and let's hope it's a full minute and a half. 5:51 to play here in the second. You would know it's the second if I updated the scoreboard. There you go. Vengeance work it back to the blue line. Sending it in, centering one, tipped away by Foster. Bloom will pressure. It'll come free to Foster. Then the Pens will fire it up, but can't clear the zone. Goldberg out at center was looking for a bit of a break. He came back to the Pens end, but they will clear it, and the Vengeance will try to re-attack. Shot comes in wide of the glove hand side. Centering pass comes the whole way through. Picked up by the Vengeance in the corner. 49 seconds left on the penalty kill. Pressured by Foster. He'll get control. Firing it up, looking for Goldberg. It's kept at the blue line. Dancing with it through. There's a Vengeance player who skips one wide, and we get a penalty. Or no, we have Hassencope in the crease, I believe, so the faceoff will come out. Having played with him last year, that is exactly where I expect him to be. He's a gritty little guy who will go to the front of the net. Crease violation will put the face-off at center outside the Pen zone with now 36 left on the penalty kill, as the Vengeance ends up with a 3-on-2 here. Firing a backhander up over the cage. Back to the point. Pegley's shot kicks off with the skate of Dixon, putting his foot on the line for the cause. 17 seconds left on the penalty. Luarchuk's unable to clear the zone. It'll be back for Foligno. Pinned against the board by the Vengeance, and they'll try to outnumber the Pens on the power play, but it'll be Foligno coming away with it up for Luarchuk. He can't clear the zone. Penalty is over. Dixon gets hooked up a bit. It's cleared but not out, kept by Pegley, who's able to fire it back in for the Vengeance. Shooting one all the way across the net. It'll be Luarchuk. This time he's able to clear, and it bounces off a defenseman. Lohr's giving chase. Pegley hustles back, makes the defensive play for the Vengeance. Loarchuk cuts to the middle. He'll fire a backhander. That's blocked. And back come the Vengeance 3-on-2. Foligno able to break up the advance, and the Vengeance will put it in offside. Welcome back again. Subscribe below. Penguins Vengeance Championship MoTown World Invite presented by CCM. Banked off the boards by Foster, brought on by Bowen. He'll carry the left side, center one for Baru. He spins one and it skips wide of the net. Lure in after it. Kicked out by Zachi, and it's a 2-on-1 for the Vengeance. Great poke check by Foster will cause an offside play. And will reset outside of the Penguin blue line. Face off. One back to the defense by the Vengeance, and they'll drive the right-hand side. Baru breaking it up with Bowen. And the Vengeance fire it back into the Penguin corner. Battled for along the wall, and out comes Lore. He sends it up ice. It's just past the reach of Baru as they go crashing into the boards. Baru gets the puck, taps it back out in front, and it's the side of the cage. He'll wrap it around the other side. Bartley there to make that stop. The puck is loose in front and cleared to the corner. Bowen keeps it in. Finds Baru. Penguins with a scoring chance there. Baru was about 2, maybe an inch from pulling that the whole way around. As Bowen gets to it, sends it in. It's lifted but not out. Lore trying to get a change, but the puck right there, so he won't be able to do so. Comes free to Foster. He's got some space and he'll carry. He's onside, in over the line. Dragging to the outside. Wrapping it around. Coming behind. And it's covered by the goaltender. So the Penguins with a little bit of pressure here in the last minute or so. Little picture-in-picture. You can see the setup here. Cinnamon Swirl TV. The production crew. Myself, Jeremy Evans, working the camera today. Dan Foster. And the play-by-play voice, Jeremy Evans, as the puck pops free. It'll be Kumnick, shot blocked out top. Sent all the way down by the Vengeance. Kumnick will skate to it and pick it up in his own end. Kumnick behind the net. Flicks it around looking for Vickers, but he's waiting for it, and the Vengeance do an awesome job there cutting in front. They'll tie it up along the boards. They'll try to come up that. Pens outnumber him, but the Vengeance come away with the puck. Looking, centering one. First one, fanned on. Second one, stopped by Squish. And back come the Penguins. Goldberg. Now Bloom. Banks it off the boards into the zone, and it's cleared by the Vengeance. Goldberg will re-engage just outside of the Vengeance blue line. They'll work its way back to their defense. They'll go D to D and drive the right-hand side. Bloom getting in the way of that advance on the back check. Now Kumnick popping it past him. Come the Vengeance driving in to the backhand. Squish says no once, twice. And he's being shoved a bit out of the way. I don't know if it was by his player or someone else, but Squish coming up huge as we get to 1 minute left in the second. Vickers tries to clear the zone. Can't do so. It's back in behind for Kumnick. Kumnick off the boards to Bloom, and out at center, and the Vengeance will turn it right back into the Penguins' end. Goldberg will get there. He'll bank it off the boards once, twice, 3 times a lady. But it's rimmed right back in by the Vengeance for Kumnick. Kumnick circles. Able to work it up to Goldberg, and the Penguins potentially with life here as they gain the Vengeance zone. Battled for along the wall. Kicks free to Kumnick. Sent back in, and back come the Vengeance. With a vengeance through the neutral zone. Kumnick on the back check. They'll lean on each other and both fall down. Foligno to the corner. He'll win the puck battle. Bank it off the boards, get it to Bowen, and that'll end period 2. The Pens will head to the bench to garner wisdom from head coach Trevor Nelson. Assistant coaches Rob Ferrari, Alex Kumnick, and Brian Blue. We'll be back here in just a moment. Here as the puck comes back to the Vengeance point, comes all the way through traffic, and Squish puts it into the corner. Sent back in on Squish, he'll fire it in behind the net. Dixon will battle on the wall, down goes a Vengeance player, but he pops right back up. Schweitzer turns it out in front, gives the goalie's dad a heart attack, but he's able to make the play and push it forward. It'll be Baru picking it up, firing into the offensive zone, knocked off of his stick, but the Pens control. Bowen, around one, looking, pressured by 3 Vengeance players. Puck bobbling in front as it's cleared by the Vengeance, but not out, kept in by the skate of Dixon. It's Bowen pressuring the puck. As it's sent all the way across, Vickers will get there. Vickers fires it in front. Bowen, one, and it doesn't get the whole way through, I don't believe. Penguins with some offensive zone pressure here. And back come the Vengeance. The pass goes behind, and Dixon will step up to try to keep it out. He will be able to do so after regrouping, and it's Nate Goldberg popping free. Vengeance play it back out the center. There's Luarchuk. Dancing one. Fred Astaire-like into the offensive zone. To the backhand. Shoveling one in front. That's defended off well, but he'll pick it back up. He's got Vickers. He'll send it back to the point to Kumnick. Pens with the player in front, but that shot blocked and danger coming. Broken up by Foster. Foster into the offensive zone. He delayed to let Goldberg get onside. He'll drive to the outside, cut to the middle. He's fought off, and back come the Vengeance. No further than Luarchuk, who puts it in, but it'll be an offside play. Thank you all for joining us here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. 1-0 Vengeance lead. Just under 12 to play in period number 3. Face-off coming outside of the Vengeance blue line. One back to the Vengeance defense. They'll go D to D and fire it all the way up into the Pens end. It won't be icing as Foligno is able to get there before it crosses the line, and he'll wrap it around looking for Lohr, but pressured immediately by the Vengeance forwards. Schweitzer gets there. He'll carry it wide and out from behind the net. He's pressured. Puck taken from him, squirting in as a Vengeance forward who lasers one up and over the net. Lohr gets there. Can't clear the zone. It's the Vengeance putting pressure on the Pens now. Dixon gets it behind the net. He'll rim it around for Bowen. Bowen banks it off the boards, gets it out to center. Back is Pegley, pressuring him as Lore. Pegley will make a nice safe play, indirect off the boards, springing the Vengeance forwards into the offensive zone. Picking it up and popping it out was Bowen, but he can't clear the zone as it went off of Lore. It'll be Dixon trying once and twice. Players down in the corner can't necessarily see what's happening, but Dixon able to work it out to center. He'll go in on the forecheck. D-to-D pass there, just got by the stick of Schweitzer. Now Bloom, and the Pens are playing with 3 on the ice, now 5. Bloom knocked to the ice. The Vengeance able to work it up to the point, kept by Dixon, but spun back out to center where it's picked off by Lewarchuk, but put in offsides. .10-16 in period 3. The Pens need one here. Bloom to the circle. He wins it forward to the stick of Vickers. Bloom following on. Driving to the left. He's pressured by the Pens defense. Vickers follows on. Now Lewarchuk picks off a breakout pass. He'll put it back into the corner and give chase. The Vengeance first one's there, and they lift it past the stick of Bloom, sending it cross ice, but right to Vickers. Stays on sides, works it to Bloom. Bloom will fire one in front. That's rejected by a Vengeance defenseman. Vickers to the ice, kicked around behind and carried out by the Vengeance D. They're able to get it to the point, no further. Zachi wrist one right off the hip of Lewarchuk, and the Vengeance will clear. Zachi this time will fire it into the Vengeance bench. 9:31, third period. Faceoff will come back out to center ice. While we're at it, let's do one of my favorite things, folks. The corner headshots of the Pens Elite. Find your favorite player up in the corner. As you cheer him on here, the Vengeance stepping off sides. Face-off outside of the Penguin zone. Schweitzer battling for it. Lore, Schweitzer, Lore. And ultimately, it's the Vengeance coming back 2-on-2. A centering feed. Tipped away by Kumnik to the corner. Foligno will give chase. Oh, Vengeance will work it. Try to get it behind the Pens net. It's knocked free for Baru. Baru driving the outside. Cut off by Schweitzer. Sent back to the corner. Centering pass. A one-time attempt. Broken up by Foligno in front, and it'll be Lore getting there. He tries to break out. First attempt broken up. Second attempt broken up. Foligno will go off the boards. It'll bank off of a Vengeance player and into the Penguins bench. Face-off will be at center outside the Pens blue line as it was off of a Vengeance player. Bloom steps in. Fired in by the Vengeance, cut off by Dixon. He'll bank it out to center. Battling there, Lewarchuk gets possession, and he'll fire it into the Vengeance zone, where they'll battle at the blue line. It comes free, and Zachi able to pick it up for the Penguins defense. Zachi high off the glass, and it'll be an icing. So we'll come back probably to the right of Squish. Pens trail 1-0. A play that was odd. It went in off of the helmet of a Penguin defenseman and just popped right to the stick of a Vengeance player who was able to find the bottom right corner of the net in period 1. Bloom on the draw. Won by the Vengeance as they send it around behind the net. Be chased down in the corner by Dixon. A centering pass by the Vengeance, broken up by Bloom as he kicks it in on Squish. Firing at it was a Vengeance player. Squish able to get the stick out. Use the pokey. The Squish will go opposite side, centering feed. Nice defensive play to break it up by Dixon. Cleared but not out by Luarchik. Dixon will get into the corner. Nice body position there. He'll free it up for Bloom, who taps at it. Now it'll come out in front. Backhander stopped by Squish. Rebound pushed wide of the cage. It'll be Dixon rimming it back around for Luarchik. The Vengeance keep it in. Another centering pass. This one escapes everybody. It'll end up on the stick of Goldberg. Goldberg in front of the Pens bench. Firing it up ice. Booted back to Goldberg. He'll wrist one in, and Bartley makes the save. Comes back to Baru. Baru up to Goldberg. Goldberg disrupted at center, and the Vengeance take possession and get the puck to Dixon. Dixon now for the Pens into the Vengeance zone. Carrying the left-hand side. Possessing and flicking it in behind. Penguins complete a line change. Chasing it down was Lohr. He can't get to it, but it's back to the point, and unable to keep it in was a stumbling Baru. 6:43 to play. 1-0 Vengeance lead. Pens need a center. It'll be the form of Schweitzer, emerging from the Penguins bench. He'll be kicked out of the faceoff dot for being late to the meeting. But Bowen will kick it into the Vengeance zone. They'll turn, twist, possess the puck, and run a breakout. Up through center. 3-on-3 with the back-checking Schweitzer. The Penguins turn it the other way for Lohr. Lohr hounded from behind on a back check. Nice job there. Lohr will get to it again, and it'll free up for Foster. He's in on sides. He looks unable to get one off, and back come the Vengeance. A Penguin defenseman caught in deep as it'll be a one-on-one play with Kumnik as he cuts to the outside, firing. Squish there to make the stop, and frees it up for Lohr. He'll hit Schweitzer. Schweitzer carrying it to the Vengeance line. Cuts to the outside. He's poke-checked, and back come the Vengeance. A centering pass skips over the Vengeance forward stick into the corner where Kumnik will chase it down. He rims it around. Nobody home on this side. So the Vengeance will keep it in, but Schweitzer hustling to the puck, able to pick it up, cut it off, and get possession. He'll fire one over to Lohr, who carries through center. He's poke-checked, and back come the Vengeance. We go back and forth at center. The Vengeance into the offensive zone, shooting one. Foster eats it. I saw him at breakfast. He eats puck for breakfast, too. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. The kid will eat a puck. It goes into the corner for the Vengeance. They center one through. Nobody home. Chipped high off the glass. Bouncing puck kept at the blue line, but ultimately cleared by the Pens past the falling Vickers. The Pens getting a line change. Vengeance enter the Penguin zone. Carrying to the outside. Off the glove of Squish. Picked up by Bloom behind. A Penguin down on the ice. It'll be Kumnik battling in the corner. Bloom there to support. Able to nudge it forward, get it out, looking for Vickers. Cut off by the Vengeance, and they'll keep it in the Pens' end. We wind inside of 5 minutes here in the third. Back to the point, shot in on Squish, makes one save, two saves, and the third one sent careening wide of the net. The Penguins clear it back to the point. Another shot, stopped by Squish, rebound cleared by the Pens. Another shot in by and off the pad of Squish. He kicks another centering pass to the corner. This one centered out front, cleared back out, a slap shot. Unable to get through, and back comes Vickers. Vickers carries to the outside, a 2-on-1 develops here with Goldberg. Penguins with a chance in front to Goldberg, defended off nicely by the Vengeance. Bloom in after it though. Can the Pens get the equalizer? Firing it in, and it's covered by Bartley in front. And with just under 4 to play, we'll have an offensive zone draw. Penguins with one of their better scoring chances of the game. Schweitzer to the face-off dot. Face-off picked out of there by the Vengeance defenseman, wrapped around, but Schweitzer reads it, able to play it back to Dixon. He fires one in, and it is blocked by Pegley. The Vengeance pop free into the offensive zone, in on Squish, firing it off the glove and off the crossbar it goes. And it'll stay in the zone because it went off. It actually should come out even though it went off Squish's glove. New USA Hockey rule, but it will stay in the zone. Squish with a glove save there and a dandy. I think it might have gone off his helmet. A beautiful helmet it is. The City of Bridges featured on the black and gold helmet with a tribute to his heritage, the Saponi tribe on the back, as Squish is part Indian, and a special DMX sticker after the Squish Tender losing his favorite rapper earlier this season, paying tribute to him on the back plate of his helmet. Zachi gloves it down at center, and the Vengeance fire it back in. It'll be in on Squish, who will poke it to the corner for safety. Foster in to get it. They'll rim it around, and Bloom chasing it down. He'll shriek through. He's got Vickers joining him. It's a 2-on-2. Carries it wide to the outside. Centers one. Comes free to Luarchuk. He shoots, and Bartley there with the shoulder save. The former Vengeance forward almost with the equalizer. Luarchuk on the back check here. Turning it and carrying it back into the Vengeance zone. He'll cut to the middle. Backhand. Protects. Fires one in front. That's blocked. Cleared, and out. All the way down. And it'll be icing. 2:29 to play here in the third. 1-0 Vengeance lead. It'll be Schweitzer to take the draw. Baru on the right. Bowen on the left. The defense pairs Kumnik and Dixon. They'll wrap it around. The Vengeance look to break out of the right-hand side, and they do so. Kumnik there to intercept it and get it to Schweitzer. Schweitzer passing it to Baru. He advances it down the boards. The Vengeance will pick it up there, try to break it out. Schweitzer reads it, cuts it off. He's tied up, and he'll break free with the puck. He'll push one in off of the skate, a shot off of the skate of the Vengeance defenseman who's hobbled by it. He'll get to the bench for a change. And it's Baru winding off the boards. Back to Dixon. Dixon winds, fires, and he hits the Vengeance forward right in the chest. Now it'll be a 2-on-1 for the Vengeance as they enter the pen zone. Angling nicely is Kumnik, who takes the puck away. Fires it up the wall. Penn's unable to clear. They're going to have to do so if they want to get Squish off. Shot to the point. In on Squish. He'll stop. He'll cover. And he'll hold on. 1:34 to play in the third. The Penguins are going to take a timeout. So this game started with a really cool moment, the national anthem here, Championship Sunday. And you've been witness to a fantastic, fantastic game. If you're not a subscriber here on Cinnamon Swirl TV, please click below, subscribe as we climb towards 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for all the support you've given these guys as well as the 2010s as they're preparing an hour from now. 45 minutes from now to take on Little Caesars, and we'll bring that to you right here on Cinnamon Swirl as well, as the Pens are trying to stack some championships here. They trail this one by 1, 1:34 to play. Third period of play. Face-off will be to the left of the Squish Tender. It'll be Bloom to the draw. He'll have Schweitzer, Baru, Foster, and Dixon, the 5 Penguins on the ice right now. If they can clear the zone, I would expect the Penguins to yank Squish here. The Vengeance win the draw, and they'll be content to pop it to the corner and work from there. Puck is tied up on the corner. Penguins don't need this. Bloom battling for it. He might be the smallest kid on the team, but he's pound for pound the hardest battler out there by far. Dixon gets there. He's able to pop it free to Schweitzer. Schweitzer has Baru streaking at center. He'll get him the puck. He fires one in. Squish tender off. Puck into the corner. It'll be Bloom getting to it, banking it behind, looking for Baru. Kicked out, kept in by Foster. Foster rims one around for Baru. He tries to turn it back to the center, won't get there. It comes out to Foster. He looks for Dixon. Dixon in for Schweitzer. Kept in by the Pens, but cleared here by the Vengeance. No, kept in at the point, Dixon. Battle there. Tipped forward. Kept in again. Penguins dump it in. It'll be Vickers getting there. Centering one. Intercepted by the Vengeance. They'll fire it all the way down. It's an icing. And it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Pens. He was looking for the empty netter. Six Penguins take the ice. The march of the Penguins. Dixon and Foster at the blue line. The Vengeance take a timeout. And your commentator's going to get some nitroglycerin for the heart attack he's going to have. Offensive zone draw for the Pens. It'll be to the left of Bartley. 1-0 Vengeance lead. .7 seconds left. Championship Sunday here from the CCM MoTown World Invite. Penguins Vengeance. Two teams that drove 4 hours to play each other, and they're 25 minutes apart. But they had to earn their way here, both winning 5 games to get to the title. The Vengeance deploy their 5. The Penguins deploy their 6 as the squish tender is on the bench. Bloom, Schweitzer, Vickers, Lohr, Foster, and Dixon. Picked up by the Vengeance. They rip it off the boards. It skips past the skates of Foster. Slapped back up, and the Vengeance get possession at center. They tap it into the Pens, and Dixon controls. 10 seconds left. Penguins need a rush here. Bloom breaks free. He's got about 5 seconds to get it through. Cuts to the outside. We didn't have time for the cut to the outside, and he is destroyed in the corner. And the Vengeance will win the MoTown as Bloom is just crushed against the boards. Unnecessary hit there. But it'll be a 1-0 Vengeance win. The Penguins should be very proud of themselves here. Join us in 40 minutes